Survival Guide to Life. Now we got another episode of Whiteboard Wednesdays. Alright, that's legible. Most organizations set goals, but few create detailed plans for how they'll meet them. Now, we advocate establishing goals at every level, mapping them out, and how they'll be accomplished. Now, this means starting at the top and setting the biggest objectives for any organization hopes to achieve, like revenue, growth targets. Next, you need to define results each department will need to contribute. And then last and most important, set goals for every employee that will result in success for their team and ultimately the organization. Setting impactful goals for every single employee makes sense in theory, but it often challenges in application. Now, fortunately, there are different strategies and different managers have different tactics, but one criteria that's most effective for employee goals, we will go over the two most popular methodologies for goal setting, and that is SMART goals and clear goals. Now, when it comes to goal setting strategies, the SMART approach is one most widely used. It takes the core requirements for effective goals and packages them into a clever, easy to remember acronym. Now let's explore the components of SMART goals. Goals. Now, the S is specific. You have to be specific in exactly what you do, specific in every way, every aspect, specifics. Now, before an employee can set out to attain a goal, they first need to understand exactly what it is and try to avoid vague objectives. They have to be open to interpretation and ensure managers meet with direct reports to explain their goals and why they're important and how they can be accomplished. Now, the second component to SMART goals is it has to be measurable. How are you going to measure it? Like, what are your KPIs? How are you going to find out the criteria of how you're going to evaluate your level of success? It's got to be achievable. Now, don't go and be like, I want my organization to be $1 trillion company the third year. Now, how many years did it take Amazon for them to reach $1 trillion company? So you have to have realistic, achievable goals. They have to be relevant for your organization or even for yourself for that matter. Now, you don't want to go and have goals like, I want to bake the biggest cake, or, I want to grow my hair the longest. Like, it has to be relevant to your field. And the most importantly, it has to be timely. You have to have a date in which you are going to achieve all of this. Because if you don't have a date, you won't have a sense of urgency on how quickly you need to implement this and get this task done. These are SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, timely. Now let's check out clear goals. What are clear goals? Besides using the acronym format, clear goals have a lot in common with SMART goals. They include similar themes as well as other components that are considered when establishing employee goals. Let's break it down. The C is collaborative. Employees should work together by each using their unique skills and expertise to help the team meet its objectives. Each person's solo achievements should build on each other in result to a bigger team accomplishment. L is limited. Like achievable and timely, SMART goals, clear goals are limited in terms of duration and difficulty. Duration and difficulty. They have a start and an end point, and realistically achievable within that time frame. E is emotional. Employees should get excited by the prospect of attaining their goals because they'll do work that they enjoy and they're good at. And when a goal is met, their managers should applaud them and tell them a job well done about their achievement. Now, A is appreciable. Goals should be broken into a series of smaller objectives. That way, the smaller little add-ups could add to a end big win. Now, R is refinable. Managers should always be willing to adjust the objectives. They need to be willing to adjust the objectives if certain employees are not meeting their goals or they're not they're failing to complete tasks, or they're poor at completing a task. It was a poor job in recruiting. They 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 need to have refinability. This is an effective way to ensure goals never cross the line from ambitious to out of reach. So, using SMART goals and clear goals can benefit you in a lot of ways. One for which it can break it down and give you like a realistic timeline into when you can complete it. So now if you look at confident people have 14, they refrain from these 14 qualities. Traits. 14 traits confident people refrain from. They don't seek attention and praise. If they go and accomplish a goal or they get something done, they don't go out of their way to go tell everyone or, try to get praise for every little thing they do. They don't. Rather, that they go look for successful people just so they can praise them. Now, this is really important. They always say, keep your moves silent, like the G in lasagna. They refuse to make excuses. Now, whatever happens, and it's especially in the entrepreneurial journey, there are a lot of things that may go wrong that you have to take account for or take into factor. Now, highly confident people do not. They refuse to make excuses. They don't try to find a reason for their mistake. All right. Okay. Yep. They refuse to make excuses. They aren't defensive. So when they're getting constructive criticism, they aren't quick to jump and trying to defend themselves, and they're not acting like this at all. Rather, they're open to any criticism and always trying to improve and better themselves. They don't avoid conflict. Now, I see this with a lot of people, anytime something goes wrong in their life, they try to avoid it as much as possible or put it in a back burner, like leave it in the end. But confident people, they do not, they actually go to the conflict. They go head first and then they resolve it and then go back to their life. They don't hide behind indecision. Now, they realize that the first time something comes up, 80% of the time they need to make a decision. That decisiveness is like one of the key characteristics of an entrepreneur and in a confident person. They make decisions because if you don't make a decision, that could inadvertently cause your business or organization to fail. They're not downtrodden by feedback. Now, when someone tells them something or they make a mistake, they don't jump the gun and try to defend themselves and get in a mode where they're like, fight or flight, and they try to defend themselves. Now, number 7 is really important. They don't feel like they're in competition with others. Now, I see this a lot with people who I associate with, they're always in competition with each other, whether it may be cars, houses, clothes, wealth. Like, the confident person is only in competition with the person they used to be. They're not afraid to take a stand. They're not worried about if their job's going to be lost, or if they're going to be arrested, or if they're going to be killed, or if they're going to be tortured, whatever it may be. They take a stand. They always never sell their integrity. They stick to their integrity, and they have strong values. One second, guys. We're going to take a quick pause. Hello? Hey, what's good? Just about to head towards the city right now. Addison and Western. You, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Here, where you at right now? Oh, you said so. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you could meet me by him. But I get there's like a Jewel Osco by there, and all that. Yeah. And Lane Tech. Or if you want to go somewhere to leave your bags, I can meet you there too. Okay, I feel you. Yeah, I got you. All right, cool. Yeah, I know. No, I know what you mean. It's fine. It doesn't. It's not a big thing. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, that's fine. So yeah, I'm gonna come to. Oh, oh, okay, that's not okay. Yeah, so I'm coming right now then, and yeah. It's like Roscoe and Hoyne. Hoyne. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, guys. We're back. They're not afraid to take a stand. Number 9. They don't shy away. So they don't shy away from setbacks. Now, if you listened or watched episode 8, it's not the setback, it's the comeback. You understand that setbacks are only part of life. That success is not a straight line up, rather it is a bunch of up and downs and then straight up. So confident people, they don't shy away from a setback, they don't get turned off by it, they try to figure out what causes setback and how to come back from it and how to never let it happen again. Now, this is number 11. Sorry, that's 10. This is 10. They don't drown in self-negative thoughts. Now, the moment a negative thought comes, they realize that they can change it because of the law of thought. Now, the law of thought, again, is your mind is only able to focus on one thought at a time, whether that may be positive or negative. We have the ability to replace a negative thought with a positive one. So they don't go down that road of negativity. They don't even pay attention to it. Now, number 11. They don't spread negative energy. Now, this may mean in any context. In the workplace, it could be they don't gossip, they don't ruin people's lunches, they don't sabotage an interview, things of this nature. They do not spread negative energy. They rarely talk about themselves. Number 12. They don't engage in self-talk about themselves. You know, you could tell how insecure someone really is by how much they need to talk about themselves. They don't take the easy route. Now, by they don't take the easy route, what that means is they don't take it by doing everything. If they have a bunch of stuff that they need to do, there's no way you can do everything. Ever. You can never do everything. So what they internalized and figured out is that they need to do the top criteria of things and do that. As long as you do the most important things always, and you always ask yourself, is this the most beneficial, most effective way to utilize my time right now? And last trait, number 14. They don't need permission to act. They don't wait for someone to tell them to do something. If they find a way to do something better or easier or more effective, they'll do it. Why? Because they're result oriented, not action oriented. Now, these are 14 traits every confident person or people refrain from. See you on the next episode of Whiteboard Wednesdays.